Oh. Oh, I see. We got ourselves a little nice little group of people watching this video. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, RuffledRowlit, back with a brand new video, guys. Now, I haven't gotten all the props for the new intros, but they'll come soon. Don't you worry, they'll come soon. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, my name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, we're going to be covering some information that's dropped regarding new trademarks, deleted Nintendo tweet, which we covered yesterday, but I'm going to cover it again today because some people haven't seen that video, so I want to just kind of add my input on that again. And also, I think that's just about it. I may cover a rumor in this video as well, but, you know, we'll see how we progress as we go through the topics here. So, let's start with the first one here, which is going to be the topic of a trademark. So, this was posted by your boy, PokeExperto. Now, a lot of sites have had their input on this, and I'm going to go through their, you know, little input, but I also want to give my opinion on this. So, PokeExperto, a big thank you for always being the fastest person when it comes to these trademarks. Mad props to you, dog. Here's what's basically happening is that Nintendo Creatures and Game Freak have registered the trademark Mewtwo or Almond Mewtwo rather, because it's the other way around in Spanish, I guess. But here's what basically it means though. Nintendo Creatures and Game Freak have registered trademark Almond Mewtwo in Japan. So, of course, people hit me up and, you know, told me like, hey man, you know, can you cover this? Can you talk about this? What are your opinions on this? What do you think? Like, what's your, you know, what's your mindset when it comes to this information? Like, you know, do you think this is confirming the rumor of armored Pokemon, right? Which I'm going to explain why I don't think so. And I think that somebody else also got this kind of right, and that was one of the viewers who also hit me up and said like, I mean, hey, I don't know about this. For example, right here, you know, I was tagged by Hazed. I was tagged by Hazed, you know, to give my thoughts on this, and, you know, from the article here on My Nintendo News, basically saying, Japan Game Freak Nintendo trademark Almond Mewtwo. A new trademark has been discovered for the much-loved Pokemon series. This trademark was filed by Game Freak and Nintendo for Almond Mewtwo. According to Reset Era member Stealthy Frog, a new form called Armored Evolution for Sword and Shield has been heavily speculated on for a while now. I guess that this is further evidence that is coming. Unlikely. No, this is incorrect actually. This is not further evidence because there is a thing that people are missing, and I think it's mentioned right here by your boy #RookieGang over here, or Nativo Games. Natevo Games actually got this, like, you know, right, and that is that it's most likely just referring to the movie, guys. You know, the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie. It's probably just referring to that because, you know, in that movie, Mewtwo does have an armored form. You know, he's in armor, which, if, you know, you haven't watched the first Pokemon movie, go watch it and you'll know what it means. It's this armor right here. And that's what most likely this is referring to. They're probably getting some, you know, new merch, as he said here, sweet merch coming soon. Yes. And also, I think Paul Ryan mentioned, because, you know, I stick around, like, his information and whatnot, and I think he also did a video on this the other day, that there is some new, like, you know, new things popping up, like this right here, right? So they have Mewtwo on the, you know, on this one side, and a brand new piece of, like, you know, merch on this side. Also, this is a thumbnail. I'm sorry, I couldn't find, like, a direct image. I do actually think there is an image up here. Here it is. All right, let me open this image real quick for you guys. That was from yesterday. Boom. So here we go. See, this is for the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie, and you can see down here you got Mewtwo, you got Mew, you got Charizard, and you got Pikachu up there, and you got no image and no image, right? And these are most likely the Mewtwo Strikes Back armored Mewtwo, you know, form, so to say, which isn't going to be in the games, I'm pretty sure, but rather it's for the movie, because there is already an armored Mewtwo in the movie. It is literally a thing, so they're probably just making some more merchandise with this, and this is probably what it's more likely for. Again, the only issue though is we don't know what kind of trademark this is. I don't really know. I think there might be some information about that by PokeExperto, kind of breaking down specifically what kind of rumor this is, and, you know, in what way it works. So we'll have to, you know, take a look at that as well. But there is also another thing that's popped up today, which I'll cover in a second, which goes through some other information. But when it comes to the actual, you know, trademark, there is a little bit of a, you know, hiccup right now. People are assuming, people that have been, you know, really on board for the Armored Evolution rumor that's been going around, have been just saying that, you know, okay, this is real, we're all going with that, you know, this is real aspect of it, right? Not really, you know, looking at it from a slightly more objective point, which is that it probably is just merchandise related. I mean, like I said, if you look at what was posted there, you know, what I have from Paul Ryan, aka Pokeshopper, there is, you know, stuff that is hidden so far in terms of merchandise, and that's connected to Mewtwo. So, if anything, that is probably going to be Armored Mewtwo, you know, looking designs for the merchandise. Does that mean, you know, mean that the possibility of Armored Mewtwo in the video games, you know, in Sword and Shield is, you know, an impossibility? No, still a possibility, right? That rumor still has been hard to debunk. I've been trying hard to debunk it, but it's, you know, kind of hard. And that rumor, unfortunately, has caused a lot of trouble because, you know, a lot of people just running wild with it and assuming that it's, you know, 100% guaranteed. Now, we shouldn't take out of question the possibility of armored evolution. We shouldn't take it out of the question. Even Paul Ryan said that. You know, we shouldn't, like, you know, take it out of the equation. You should, you know, keep it there and keep it in mind, right? Not instantly assume that it's real and that it's guaranteed, but rather, you know, keep it in mind because you never know how things are going to shift. Also, I liked it, like, when this, you know, the light comes here. Looks like my hair's red. It's kind of weird. But, like, you know, keeping it in mind is very important. That's the highest, the most important factor about this whole thing, right? You know what I mean? That's the way he, you know, kind of, you know, thinks about it. It's like, you know, keep track of it, right? Keep it in your mind. And I think I agree with that. You know, we shouldn't just give up on that rumor, or, you know, 100%, you know, like, truly believe it. We should just be, like, very objective about it, which is the most important aspect of this. But here's another post here that came from PokeExperto saying something else, which is that last night we discovered the new brand registered by Nintendo, Creatures, and Game Freak, Armored Mewtwo. Now, out in the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, yes, that's going to be Armored Mewtwo because it's somewhat of a remake of the original Mewtwo Strikes Back movie. There is announced merchandise of Armored Mewtwo. Okay, it could be used in more things. True, that's the thing, right? Like, see, like this trademark, like this is the word. This trademark is a little bit hard because since it's specifically Armored Mewtwo trademark, guys, listen to me right now. Since it's specifically Armored Mewtwo trademark, it's hard for me to believe that it has anything to do with the video games, but it's most likely just for the, you know, the merchandise for the movie. And the reason for that is because it just, you know, I mean, like if we had, like, you know, for example, it's saying like Armored Lucario, right, or Armored Charizard, then sure, we have literally at that point gotten confirmation for that rumor. That rumor we had, you know, with Armored Evolutions, that rumor would be confirmed. But since it's Mewtwo, it doesn't equally go through that easily. Why? Because Armored Mewtwo is actually already a thing. It exists. And we're getting literally a movie that remakes the moment where Armored Mewtwo actually existed, right? We're literally getting a remake of that in some form or shape, right? I mean, you know, the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie seems to be not a one-to-one remake, but like a remake in some form or shape or, you know, whatever. Either way, besides that point, though, the thing I'm trying to get across is that if this was any other Pokemon, I would have been like, okay, I think the rumor's been confirmed now, and it should be considered a leak. But here's the thing. This is the thing that already exists. I think Mewtwo being on that list of that guy is not enough to prove that he, you know, his rumor was real. You need to have more, and that's the problem here. There is just not enough to prove that this is what's, you know, 100% guaranteed and 100% real. There's just not enough there. So I thought I'd just kind of talk about this a little bit. And let's jump over to the next thing here, which is something that you guys may enjoy and be excited about, but also maybe a little bit disappointed, which is this right here, guys. So let's translate what he said here. So cover of the magazine, the Corocoro magazine this month. There's nothing about Pokemon, but there could be something inside. In a few days, we'll see. So yeah, Corocoro for, I think, April? I think it's April's Corocoro, right? This can't be this month's Corocoro, because they usually leak, like, when Corocoro leaks, it leaks from the month ahead, right? So if you're in April and Corocoro leaks, the Corocoro leak isn't from the April Corocoro, but, like, rather from the next month's Corocoro. So that would be, like, you know, May or whatever. So this would be April Corocoro leak, right? Because we're in March, April, you know, coming next. So this would be April one, which is strange, because I would assume some Pokemon stuff would be on here. I mean, we see Kirby up here and whatnot. We see, I don't know, it's just the cover, though. So, like, you know, like mentioned by PokeExperto, there is a high possibility we'll see something in the actual, you know, in the actual magazine itself, which should pop up sooner or later. I haven't seen too many responses to this one, but I think this is something to keep track of. I know Corocoro just hasn't been as, you know, like, they haven't been as on when it comes to, you know, this sort of stuff. I mean, you should always keep track of Corocoro, but, like, you know, over recent time, people kind of started ignoring them a little bit more, because they tend to be a little bit later with the news than everybody else. In the past, like X and Y and ORAS days, they were really one of the first and best sources to go to for, like, information popping up. Like, they were the #1 source. Nowadays, they aren't as, you know, prevalent, so to say. They just, you know, you don't really get as much out of them, you know, and it isn't as fast, to put it bluntly. But yeah, so if anything does pop up in Corocoro over the coming next few days or whatever, which, as mentioned right here, you know, the next few days we'll see, I would keep track on Twitter. I'd keep track of what's happening, because if there is Pokemon stuff in this, it's most likely going to be a brand new Pokemon. That's usually what ends up in Corocoro, is like brand new Pokemon. And based on the fact that Nintendo deleted their little tweet here, which is what I was going to take on at the end of the video here, if you guys remember this tweet right here, you know, that said basically it appears in hashtag Pokemon Sword Shield that gyms in the Galar region are now bigger than ever. What types of gym masters, right? Gym masters, which is very similar to master trainers in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, which is a little bit worrying in one aspect. But this was tweeted and then deleted, okay? So this is maybe something that we're going to discuss in the next trailer for the games that might be dropping, in the next 4 days, as the one rumor said, or that's dropping in April. So it's probably, could be any of that. So who knows? And usually when Corocoro, is about to leak, it usually features stuff that's been, kind of like, that's going to come in, future trailers and that sort of stuff. I mean, not 100%, but, sometimes that's what ends up in it. So, I don't know. It's a strange situation, I will say. It's a tad odd, I will point out. But the fact that this was deleted, though, makes me think that there is a trailer coming very soon. And this was meant to be tweeted when that trailer came out. And not not right yesterday, like right now. That wasn't meant to be tweeted in this time frame. But rather, it was meant to be tweeted at a later point. And they fucked up somewhere. And it got out too early. And it discussed, what types of gym masters are waiting for you. Your new partner Pokemon will have to train hard to find out. Or this was meant to go out, but not meant to mention Gym Masters, or maybe Gym Masters was a mistake name. There's 2-3 options here of what this could be, right? It's a mistake tweet that was just literally mistakenly tweeted. Number 2, they accidentally, put out the Gym Masters information, which was not meant to be there, but they wanted to put this tweet out, but they accidentally put Gym Masters there, which then we're not supposed to know about yet. Or number 3, this is literally just a fuck up tweet where they said Gym Masters, but that's not actually what's in the game, but that was just a mess up from their side. So now they're just trying to remedy that by just deleting the tweet, which causes us to go in uproar because we're assuming it's something. But either way, that's about it though, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've gone through everything. The trademark, most likely, I'm not sure. I think it's more related to the movie. If it is related to the Armored Evolutions, then cool. At least we'll get some more information about that. But since there is only a trademark for Mewtwo, and Mewtwo is the only Pokemon that I can think of that has in a very prominent form a armored form. Listen, I'm not saying that there aren't other Pokemon with armored forms. There are. If you look at old Pokemon movies, there's movies where a bunch of Pokemon go around in armor and stuff. My point is that when you think of armored Pokemon, I think the only one that has a prominent form is Mewtwo, a form that you constantly can see kind of. Is Mewtwo's, or not constantly see, but rather one that's very prominent from the first Pokemon movie is Mewtwo's armored form. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to know your opinions on it, though. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, then drop a like down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.